They're saying now that many parts of the country, including New York, are going to lose power very soon. And like most things, there's conflicting information about what very soon means. Could be a week, could be 3 days, could be tomorrow. This is Still Life with Zombies. I mean, it depends on who you listen to, except it doesn't, because when the power goes out and the water stops and the gas is gone, then that will be the only answer needed. It's the anticipation that kills you. But to be fair, it really isn't up to the news. I'm not sure who it's up to. Is it up to the people in charge of these companies? Is it up to the security forces who have decided that they'd rather be doing something else? Is it up to Disney? Are they in charge now? I haven't seen any news feed about that, so I have no idea if that discussion ever made any headway. But if they are in charge, or Google is, or whoever, I can't say that I've seen any difference in quality of life. That's a shame. So I was on the roof again to see if anything had changed. Spoilers, it hasn't. Today I listened to Radiohead's Kid A while I was watching. Seemed appropriate and was oddly calming. Activity on my street is sparse. There's more decimated bodies than before. More birds. I woke up to the sound of birds singing, which is not something I'm used to here, where I currently live. It's funny how when there are less humans around and nature starts moving back in. I'm glad somebody's having a good time. Anyway, when I thought that listening to Kid A all the way through 4 times was enough and looking at all this awfulness was enough, I went back to my apartment and so I think I mentioned before I live in a railroad apartment, 3-bedroom, although for 2 people, it's not really a 3-bedroom. It's a big bedroom on one end and a small bedroom, my room, at the other end. And a room that theoretically you could put a bed in, but it is attached to the big bedroom and the dining area, which we don't use. We don't dine in it. It's more of an extension of the living room where I have my workspace and my books, because Eric has the big bedroom because he lived here before I moved in, and that's fine. I don't have a lot of stuff to begin with. He does have a closet, which I am envious of, but it is what it is. Now, since the whole thing started, I have been in Eric's room to water his ficus, which I haven't really been doing lately because my mind's been elsewhere. But when I walked back into the apartment, the door to the so-called second bedroom, that door was closed, and I can't decide whether or not I had left it closed or not, because I'm pretty sure that I had left it open. Or I didn't. I can't remember whether or not it was closed before I went to the roof. So Eric may or may not be home. There's this small part in the back of my brain. There's this idea I had as I woke up this morning that all this was in my mind, that whatever horrors were occurring, it was somehow in my imagination, or this is just a dream that I'm having. And you know how dreams just mess with time because they're not in time. There's no relativity in effect, but perhaps a dream, and it's very elaborate and very detailed, and I'm not ready to wake up yet, or right, just some sort of vision I'm having, which could mean that I'm not actually speaking to you, rather I'm in my room or in some mental facility, and I'm currently staring at a wall and drooling on my pillow. Yes, this has occurred to me. Because when faced with the idea of an overreaching transformation, I guess, that encompasses the entire world as we know it, then Well, the brain is a very complex tool, many nooks and crannies all up in there. It has its defense mechanisms, such as when the body begins to die, it creates images that help the self cope with it. That's why people have near-death experiences and see images of heaven and family and stuff. It's all very Disney. So yeah, there's this thing in me telling me, I'm not here, this isn't happening. Of course I'm quoting Radiohead right now. I just listened to them for 4 hours. And as a way of making it make sense, or trying to possibly explain, or just attempting to okay, see, this is all maybe pretend anyway, so trying to find the right words is pointless. But what I'm getting at, okay, I have this a thing that I do, or my brain does. I don't know if you know the term hypnopumpia. I didn't know what it was for a long time. I don't feel like looking it up on Wikipedia right now. Feel free to look it up in your own time. So I'll just give you the what I know about it, layman's terms. So it essentially, what it is waking up while the brain is still making dreams occur. Like, I could wake up and see someone in bed next to me or in my doorway and think that they're really there, but they are not. And there's this fight between my awake self and my dreaming self. And I have to just live in those moments until such time as my mind makes up its mind. It was a lot more vivid when I was younger. Like, it started when I was 20, when I woke up and my first girlfriend, walked into my room and sat next to me on the bed and just stared down at me and stroked my shoulder and smiled at me and asked me what I wanted to do today. And I looked at her like she was out of her mind and asked her if she knew what time it was, never mind the fact that she got in. So I turned to look at my little alarm clock, and it was 4 a.m. or something, and I turned my head to tell her that it was 4 a.m, and she wasn't there. Just gone. And I thought I may have been dreaming, but I wasn't dreaming. And I looked at the clock. It was the time I said it was, and also she was my ex-girlfriend by that time. I hadn't seen her in 2 years, sometime after we had broken up. And I just sat there awake, tired, and not knowing what had just happened, but it was clear that I was awake and she was not there. She was never there. And when I had figured that out, that I was dreaming but still awake, I went back to sleep. And I still remember that. The first time it had happened, it was the most vivid. After that, it started becoming sometimes more strange and impossible. Like, sometimes it was just someone else I knew in bed with me or standing in the doorway, some presence, sometimes more elaborate, like when there were 3 naked women on my bed with me, and I thought that this was pretty interesting, but it wasn't happening, and I was, again, having a vision of it, but still awake. There have been a lot of disappointments that have gone along with this weird malfunction thing in my head. I didn't even know it had a name until I saw it come up on a TV show. Like, it was part of someone in the show was having a talk with someone, and she knew she was dreaming, and the apparition, the person she was talking to, said she was having a hypnopompic illusion, and then he explained what that was. The dream guy explained the thing that she was going through. My dream people have never been so accommodating. Hey, buddy, you're awake but still dreaming. I'm not really here. It's hypnopumpia. There's something for you to chew on. Yeah. So yeah, there's this thing that I have, and maybe this is what it is, or some advanced stage of it. I'm pretty sure it's a harmless event, but maybe I've gone into some trippy extension of that, and none of this is happening, but some of it is happening. Like, I'm still recording and doing this podcast thing, still uploading, but part of my brain is still dreaming, and you are all listening to this, those of you that do, and you think I'm just either putting on some sort of show, or you think I'm out of my mind and are tuning in to see when I finally crack open or come to some sort of realization. It's hard to judge from this vantage point, to be honest. Like maybe I am awake, but my brain is not letting me not dream, and maybe I left the door open, but maybe I didn't. And that's the worst part about this, because I can go over there right now and touch the door and I know it's closed. And maybe Eric got home after his long journey and closed the door behind him and is in a dead sleep, and I should just let him do that because I don't know what he went through, and he maybe needs to sleep for a long time. But damn, man, maybe just leave me a note saying you're home. Or did you think that I left, and why would I do that? You know, I wasn't ready to go anywhere. A little consideration is warranted in conditions such as these. See, I should go over there right now and knock on the door to the third bedroom, and maybe he'll be able to hear me through the closed door to the first bedroom, the big bedroom. But I don't want to disturb him if he's here after all he's been through. I mean, eventually he's going to have to pee. And he's going to walk out here and do that, and we'll have a good laugh about all this. Like Sharon, don't die. I'm sure his phone died. The charge, there wasn't. Maybe he couldn't reply to my text because of that. His phone died. Like he had so many texts to deal with, so he couldn't get back to me. So it died before he could text me back, let me know he was here. Or maybe I closed the door myself. Like Sharon, don't die.